let's learn about shapes, shall we? Okay, shapes. With shapes, you can do a lot of things. A lot of people use the shape style without even realizing it. For example, I have a gigantic folder about these. So, like, all these are just random examples of how shapes work. If you ever use a cookie cutter on something, it's technically part of the shape style and you just didn't realize it. The thumbnails are actually pretty cool, so I'll teach you all the stuff in the thumbnails, or most of them, because a lot of them can be quite simple or they're tricky, and you know. So let's start. Alright, so in order to do the shape style, all you need is a cookie cutter. So let's say you have this picture and you wanna, let me just make this shorter. Alright, that kind of works. So you take your animate, you leave the first one as it is, you know, just full screen, and then you kind of lower it, but lower it more than you need to, and then you raise it a little bit more, and it'll create a bump or bounce. And if it feels too like bad, then you can just move things around. Like that looks okay for like the example right now. So you have that, and then you do it again. But onto the other side. So you make it small again. So now you have, okay, that's a little bit iffy. Yeah, there we go. I messed up last time, but I fixed it now. I got it. These are just with the squares. Another cool thing you can do is like take two images. These are screenshotted, so one's on this side, one's on the other. I highly recommend doing that for this effect. I call it a step effect because it moves like you're taking a step. So basically, you take one picture, move it slightly down, move it upwards slightly. You take the other picture. You want to use around the same keyframing unless you're doing it at different times. So we have a 3, and then, oh wait, that's too much, and then you put it back down at a 6. So together you have something like this. But you can also do it at different times, so you can also do, but that's kind of, it looks weird to me if you do it like that's usually a step because you do it at the same time. It just looks nicer, I guess. I kind of forgot I had that saved, but thank goodness. You can use this effect and then make the main square, and then you can kind of like cookie cutter squares and then push them down. I'll teach you how to move them, and then you can multiply that by, it's kind of like multi-screen, and you can move that. I remember someone asking me about this, how it moves the way down. The easiest way to explain that is I didn't. I took the other half, and basically, yeah. So when you push this down, with this on top, I just realized this is the opposite one. But that's aside the point right now. 17. When it comes to a cookie cutter, or just the shape style in general, you gotta be pretty creative, or just use your imagination, just like go with whatever. Cause this entire snap part was literally just quickly thought of, like I just improvised, winged everything, threw things together, and that's what basically happened. Here, if you saw the video, you have this, and then this one moved down, this one moved up. But it's kind of difficult to move things around sometimes. So I'll just quickly show how to do that. Pull out a random image that has a square on it. Where do we have our squares? Come on. I know there's a square here somewhere. Yeah, I make a lot of presets. That's in JPEG, so it didn't help much. Here we go. I'll just put it back on. Alright, so how do you move this? I'm pretty sure your question is, how in the heck do you move this if you have cookie cutters to add to it? So I can use this one for example, actually. This one's cookie cutter. That's the second method. You just screenshot it and you don't worry about it. But let's say you want to move this up and down, but the cookie cutter gets in the way. So what you do is you want to add this one to another layer. Click on your track motion. Oh god, we're using track motion. Everyone bless your saviors, because track motion is a real pain sometimes. And you can move this. What the track motion basically does, or what I've realized it does, it's like a secondary panic grab. But it also does your, if we go down to here, you could do the 3D stuff too, like flips and such. So you can keyframe this too. So now you have, oh wow, it was way off. So you have so yeah, you could do that with the cookie cutter. So when you do it on the actual picture, because that one was still like moving, it's not a good example, it'll move something like that. But you don't have to move it directly down. You can move it to the right, you can move it across, you can maybe like, I don't know, you can take it and oh, speaking of flips, a good way to work with flips is to make the transition longer than you need it to be, because if you do it really fast, it looks awkward, kinda, or as I've noticed. This is a flip away. That looks a lot better than like, I don't know, this. It just like vanishes, or just all you see is like a random line. But generally, yes, this is how you work a cookie cutter. But the cookie cutter isn't limited to just squares or rectangles. You can use multiple squares, you can use triangles, you can use circles, because those are fun. You can use shapes, like you can use other shapes, like I did that one a while ago. You can do it on text, like this. You can, you can do the split right here, don't worry about that, that's a personal project. You can do it here too, where you just take the image, you slide it down with the track motion, or you screenshot it and then you slide it down. That's also an option. You can do this as well. I'm pretty sure I accidentally opened it.